ನಮ್ಮ ಜೊತೆಗೆ ನಮ್ಮ ವಿಧಾನ ಪರಿಷತ್ ಸದಸ್ಯರಾದಂಥ ಹಿರಿಯರಾದಂಥ ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ಡಿ ಮೈ ಅವರು ಪತ್ರಿಕಾಗೋಷ್ಠಿಯಲ್ಲಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ನಮ್ಮ ಹಿರಿಯರು ಕಾಂಗ್ರೆಸ್ ಮುಖಂಡರು ಆದಂತಹ ನಮ್ಮ ಮರೆಯನವರಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ನಮ್ಮ ಡಿಸಿಸಿ ವಕ್ತಾರರು ಮತ್ತು ಸೀನಿಯರ್ ಸೆಕ್ರೆಟರಿ ಬಸವಣ್ಣವರು, ನಮ್ಮ ಜಿಲ್ಲಾ ಕಾಂಗ್ರೆಸ್ನ ಪ್ರಧಾನ ಕಾರ್ಯದರ್ಶಿಗಳು, ವಕೀಲರು ಶ್ರೀ ಎಂ ಶಿವಪ್ರಸಾದ್, ಮತ್ತೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಕಾಂಗ್ರೆಸ್ನ ಹಿರಿಯರಾದಂತಹ ಮತ್ತೊಬ್ಬರು ಈ ಕಡೆ ರಾಜಪ್ಪನವರು, ಮತ್ತೆ ರಾಜ್ಯ ಕೆಪಿಸಿಸಿಯ ಕೋಆರ್ಡಿನೇಟರ್ ಡಿ ಎಲ್ ನಟರಾಜ್ ಅವರು ನಮ್ಮ ಜೊತೆ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. ದೇಶದ ಕೆಲವು ಈ ಪೊಲಿಟಿಕಲ್ ಕ್ರೈಸಿಸ್ ಮತ್ತೆ ಸೋಷಿಯಲ್ ಕ್ರೈಸಿಸ್ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಎಸಿಸಿ ವಕ್ತಾರರು ಅಭಿಜಿತ್ ಅವರು ನಮ್ಮ ಜೊತೆ ಮಾತಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು.
ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ. ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ವಿಜಯ್ ಹಿಮಾಯಾಜಿ, ಮರಾಯಾಜಿ, ಬಸವಣ್ಣಾಜಿ, ರುಚಯಾಜಿ, ಶಿವಪ್ರಸಾದ್ಜಿ, ನಟರಾಜ್ಜಿ, distinguished guests here, members of the press. I thank you very much for joining me in this press conference at a very critical time. I came here exactly 1 year back at this very spot to address a press conference. That was an election time as well as a state election. Government which was called then a 40% Sarkara, and the public threw them out, right, and got the Congress back on the 5 guarantees that we had, the very critical 5 guarantees that we promised. We call our promises guarantees. I know that the BJP has taken this word from us, stolen it from us, but our guarantees remain guarantees because we fulfill them, despite the objections and obstacles posed by the central government, like in the Anna Bhagya scheme. Right? We said we're going to provide the rice, 5 kg of every person, but the central government and every scheme of ours has have obstacles, but we've attempted to fulfill all our promises. That is our guarantee, and that is what happened last time. We came to the people with a real positive Sakaratmak bhav se. We came to the people and we earned their trust and won the election. Again, that critical time has come. We are coming to the people here and we are going to earn their trust because it's people who decide the government. Right? We are going to earn their trust and we are going to form a government at the center. Karnataka is a very critical state in that endeavor, and therefore I am here. I love coming here. My grandfather Babuji Jeevan Ram loved coming here. I had many supporters here, and so does my mother. And I spent an entire day in a conference yesterday speaking about the issues of social justice. It was a day-long seminar. In the end of that seminar, the Chief Minister, Siddharamaiah also gave a keynote address. I had addressed the seminar earlier. Many of the members of the dais were present there. The key issue of that seminar is social justice. It remains a key issue for this entire Lok Sabha election as well. The farmers' issue, the price rise, the unemployment, and I will speak briefly on each of these issues. You will bear with me and expose the malpractices and the hollow promises of the central government, of the BJP, of the NDA. But there is no NDA, there is only the BJP. And we know all 2 people control the policies of the BJP. So 2 things important here. One, the BJP is using diversionary tactics to take away from the problems relating to the common people. You know price rise is very, very high. In the last 10 years, the monthly budget has gone up 10%. I will not speak about the numbers because the government gives false numbers. You don't talk about false data, numbers. Here we just go to the shop and you will find that the monthly budget of each and every average household, the poor household, has increased 5 to 10%. You are all feeling it. The members of the press, the members of the public, we all, everyone is feeling the pinch. There is unemployment as well. The government gives out data which is false data and says that unemployment numbers have gone down, but that is absolutely false because there is no manufacturing. The factories are dead. Consumer demand is low. People are not buying things. If people don't buy things, then manufacturers don't produce anything. If manufacturers don't produce anything, there is no employment. If there is no employment, there is no money in the common man's pocket. If there is no money, he cannot buy anything. This is the vicious circle of the BJP. The BJP is only using diversionary tactics of religion. Religion has great crash politics. And even last time, when the Prime Minister was here, he said that you press the button of Bajrang Bali and then you will get the votes. And this is what the tactics are of every time the BJP comes, whether it's Rajasthan, Gujarat, whether it's Chhattisgarh, Madhya Pradesh, Karnataka. They are trying to use diversionary tactics to influence the voters. They will not buy it this time because there is too much of economic stress. The poverty figures have increased. The government has recently brought out a consumer expenditure report which says poverty has gone down. Can you believe the government saying this? That poverty has gone down. There are less poor people. In fact, it says, can you believe this? There are only 5% poor people in this entire country. That is what the government has told you. 5% only. These are false figures. This is a bluff by the government. Can you tell me that after demonetization, after GST rollout, where small industries got wiped out, chote laghu udyog got wiped out, can you tell me that after lockdowns, can you tell me that after the pandemic, where people lost their lives and their household savings in treating health, can you tell me that after massive levels of unemployment and price rise, poverty in this country has gone down? No, it has gone up. It has gone up because of policies of this government. Whether it's Karnataka or any other state in this country, it has gone up. And the government is trying to bluff you with false figures of poverty. The Niti Aayog says that the number of people taken out of poverty are 24.8 crore people. Absolutely false. These are false figures. They are trying to mislead you. All government figures are false. The consumer expenditure report, which was brought out by the UPA government in 2011, after that they have brought it out now. But the leaked report in the middle, in 2017, said poverty levels are very high. There are too many poor people in this country. But the government does not tell you a different story of sparkling India. The GDP growth rate is low, poverty is high, unemployment is high, price rise is high. That is the reality. As far as Karnataka is concerned, we are protesting against the destruction of the federal system. Recently, Siddaramaiah led the government's protest in New Delhi as well as of the discriminatory tax system that exists in our federal structure. He said that every 100 rupees that Karnataka pays to the exchequer, we are only getting 13 rupees back. Can you imagine the vast difference? What about drought relief? The center promised Karnataka drought relief. Has it given it? There is discriminatory practice. Anya Bhar is another scene where the government tried to put obstacles on the distribution of rice to the poor people. Can you believe the anti-poor, anti-Karnataka policies of this government? And therefore, this government has seen the poor people of this Karnataka have seen that there is no other choice but to oust the government at the center. My last point before I conclude is about social justice. One of the big plans about this, our election issue, is the question of social justice, is the question of knowing society properly, is the question of class census, is the question of knowing where the money in the treasury of the central treasury, does it go to the poorest people or not? Who is consuming that money? Where is it going? Or going to rich industrialists? How are the poor benefiting? Who are the poorest people in the society? What is the social profile of our society? How is it divided? Reports are coming in. That is our big plan of social justice on which we are going, because we want that the money in the Sarkari treasury, in the Sarkari Tijori, should go to the most deserving people. We believe in taking everyone along. We do not believe in discriminating. But the poorest need our help first, and that is what our social profiles, our plan for social justice will ensure. That is another point. We'll be talking about it. The Bharat Jodo Nyaya Yatra, which is going across North India, if you remember. Now, 1.5 years back, the Bharat Jodo Yatra crossed this region as well, and you should have seen the crowds. They were all there. Seen the crowds and the people that came out to see it. Again, the Bharat Jodo Nyaya Yatra is talking about social injustice and economic injustice, the disparity between rich and poor, and how the poor people's money, the government is taking money from their pockets and giving it to rich industrialists. Whether you talk about coal mining, whether you talk about forest laws, whether you talk about any kind of laws, are all skewed in favor of the big industrialists. The final point, Kisan, the Annadata, who gives you food in your mouth, they are being short-changed, they are committing suicide. We have promised the implementation of the Swaminathan report, which is C2 plus 50%, which will ensure that the farmers' rights, the inputs they put in for farm laws is protected. The Swaminathan report is a critical one, and that is our promise as soon as we win this election. So we are building this election on our plan, on very positive, on Sakaratmak, how it is not just negative, it is not just criticizing the central government in power and the BJP, but it is built on a positive agenda for our future, for taking all of India along with us, for inclusive growth, for social justice, for women's emancipation. Remember the Shakti scheme, a very important scheme of the Karnataka government for women's emancipation. No such scheme in the entire world exists, and many other states have copied the scheme of the Karnataka government. Brilliant 5 schemes. Even the Jyoti scheme, which gives you 200 units of electricity, regardless of whether you are rich or poor, just 200 units. So that is inclusive growth that we are talking about, and of course the government cannot do it, cannot help, but we will fight on and we will win this election. This is all I have to say at this moment. I thank you very much for joining us in this press conference. Thank you very much.
What's the opinion for Rama Mandira in Ayodhya?
Oh yeah, no. So I told you before, what the government is trying to do is trying to divert issues from the main problems of this country, which is berozgari, which is mehengai, which is unemployment, which is lack of jobs, which is the factories are all actually gone dead. There is no employment there. So the government is trying to divert attention from the disparities between rich and poor, which is growing. And the economic data of even the government proves what the level of economic distress in this country. So they are trying to play with emotions, they are trying to play with bhavnae, and they are trying to capitalize on that. That has been their own agenda. There is nothing new about it. Let me assure you, we are a secular country, and we will remain so. We respect all religions and all faiths. We have Shraddha, we have Astha to all religions and all faiths.
guarantees. अभी तो कर्नाटक में गारंटी के बारे में पॉजिटिव भी है, नेगेटिव भी है जनता के बारे में, जनता के में। अभी सरकार में आपकी कांग्रेस पार्टी में क्या रिपोर्ट है कर्नाटक की गारंटी?
नहीं, गारंटी के बारे में 5 गारंटी
सर गारंटी के बारे में आप क्या राय जानना चाहते हैं?
गारंटीज के बारे में राय ये है कि गारंटीज तो बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है, क्योंकि जो देखिए सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट की अपनी पॉलिसीज रही है, जिसकी वजह से द पॉलिसीज ऑफ द सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट हैव लेड टू वाइडस्प्रेड पॉवर्टी एंड अनएम्प्लॉयमेंट. So the state government has taken charge and said, no, whatever the central government will do, at times of economic crisis, we will try and help the poor. And everyone who you can help. With our Bhagya scheme, with the Shakti scheme, with the Jyoti scheme, with the Yuva Nidhi scheme. The Yuva Nidhi scheme is a unique scheme which doesn't exist anywhere in the world. And our levels of graduate unemployment is the highest, one of the highest in the world. We have taken it upon ourselves in the Karnataka government, and many of these schemes, my friend, are being copied even by the BJP, and other states are looking at it as a model. So it's a very positive, very positive step, excellent step. But the government is also trying to make obstacles so that it becomes more and more difficult. We are not going to have any of that. Exactly, he's used the same word. As Vijay points out, our Prime Minister has used the same word, guarantee. That is our word. And our promises are not promises, they are guarantees. We hope to fulfill them. We've done it in Rajasthan, we've done it in Himachal Pradesh, wherever we've set up government. Elections come and go. But our first priority is our commitment to the people, and we have implemented our guarantees.
Sir, Congress is demanding for ballot papers. They are against the EVM.
Yeah.
Ballot papers.
Yeah.
So there was no, see, you have a press meet and you say you don't want ballot paper, and after that there is nothing happening.
No. We are all, we have gone the BB-Pact, the system, we are very, very highly suspicious of it. We have also gone regarding that election. And we want that a more fairer system, which is restored, old ballot system should return. That has been our policy right now. We have always been casting doubts on the manner in which these BB-Pacts and they are put out. And it's been a consistent concern. So there is no doubt about it. There is a complete consensus within our party about the concerns expressed in our way the votings are happening in this country.
And what about this cash census? Whether it was necessary to accept at this juncture when you are going for the election?
Yeah,
Whether
very
it will affect your
excellent question. Thank you for asking that question. In fact, I was going to speak about it because our plank is social justice. Yes, so our plank is social justice, and one of the important points of that is the caste census, which brings out the social profile of the country. I read the reports that have come out. The reports came out yesterday, finally, and we know the social profile of the. Now the reports are with the government now, and they will as.
There is opposition from your party, sir. So how do you handle that? There is a lot of opposition from your party.
Yeah. See, so what happens is there is a consensus that is always. The Congress party is one thing, which is a consensus-based party. We have our plank is that of social justice. We will evolve the consensus, and our ultimate goal of social justice, no doubt, will ever be. That situation will evolve. We will,
because he is opposing that census for the past 1 year or 2 years like that. But he is open publicly. He is giving his statement.
So,
but you are not taking any action.
No. So let me say that I come here broadly to discuss the policies of this, our broad Congress policies regarding the election. There is always, when we come to a state, there is politics, there is many things that will happen. The state leadership will very, very deal with it in a very proper manner. There is no doubt, but our ultimate aim of social justice.
Notice to him.
That they will deal with that. We will discuss. That will be discussed with in a appropriate way. And so there is no problem over there. In any no problem there. Do not be confused. But our goal is
CM statement.
Our goal at the moment. Your questions are very legitimate. But our goal at the moment is to build a consensus and win the 2024 elections under the plank of India, of the India Alliance, of which the Congress is the critical part of it. Our plans of social justice will not be compromised. Yes, thank you.